Hi everyone, my name is Elaine, and today I'm going to be summarizing and reviewing the 22nd novel in Terry Pratchett's Discworld series, The Last Continent. Starting with the summary. Unseen University's librarian is extremely ill. He has cold-like symptoms and changes shape whenever he sneezes. The wizards wonder what they can do for him and fear the worst. The library's books begin acting up and the wizards realize they need to do something about the librarian, so he can get the situation under control. They consider turning the librarian back into a human, but realize they cannot because they do not know his name. They also don't have a way to find out because the librarian is also the archivist and has destroyed all records of his name in an effort to keep himself from being turned back into a human. The wizards realize that Rincewind may know the librarian's name since he was deputy librarian for a time and around when the librarian became the librarian. They try and determine a way to ask Rincewind now that he is stranded on Forex. Rincewind manages to survive on Forex despite the dangers. The wizards pay a visit to the egregious professor of cruel and unusual geography. Ridcully and company cannot find him, but locate several books containing some information about Forex and discover the professor's bathroom window leads to a tropical beach. The wizards and librarian enjoy some fresh air on the beach. They are marooned on the island when their housekeeper, Mrs. Whitlow, removes the stick propping up the window. She is trapped on the beach, too. Scrappy, a talking kangaroo who was sent by the continent's creator, shows Rincewind some cave paintings that are thousands of years old, but weren't there a week ago. Some of the paintings are of Rincewind. Scrappy informs Rincewind that it's his destiny to bring back the wet, aka the rain, and that he is the reason for the extremely extended drought. Scrappy explains that Forex is not yet finished, and will remain within a time and space anomaly until it is completed. Basically, until the rains are returned. Rincewind tries to run from his destiny. The wizards realize there's only one of everything on the island. Ponder realizes that they've traveled thousands of years into the past. The wizards and Mrs. Whitlow meet the god of the island. Mrs. Whitlow tells the god about sex. The knowledge will help them complete the construction of the island. Ponder wants to remain on the island to conduct research and help the god. Ponder soon changes his mind and joins the other wizards and Mrs. Whitlow on the boat off the island. Rincewind is wrongly arrested for the theft of a sheep and thrown in jail. He is to be hung in the morning. After reading a note left by a former prisoner on his cell ceiling, which instructs him to check the hinges, Rincewind escapes. The wizards and Mrs. Whitlow are caught in a storm. A continent is forming. The wizards and their housekeeper are forced to abandon ship when it begins coming apart. While dodging guards in Bugger Up, a major city on Forex with a seaport, magical university, and more, Rincewind is informed by Scrappy that local captains stick very close to shore because if they go more than 10 miles off the coast, the currents drag their ship over the rim. Forex is basically a giant prison. Rincewind can't escape as he had originally intended. The luggage rescues Rincewind from his pursuers. The Arch-Chancellor and company wash ashore. They find themselves trapped in a temporal disturbance, which alters their ages until their internal clocks sort things out. The disturbance is being caused by the excess magic in the air, a product of the developing continent they find themselves on. Rincewind and Nilette, a female-female impersonator, break into the old brewery. An earthquake causes the brewery to collapse, and they are forced to hide inside the luggage to survive. When they emerge, Rincewind notices the ethereal outlines of the wizards frozen in time. Rincewind asks Nilette to be taken to the university. The wizards meet Forex's creator, who is gradually creating it via impressionistic cave paintings. The wizards fight over his technique. Rincewind and Nilette arrive at the magical university and Bugger Up. Meanwhile, the librarian steals the creator's bull roar, spins it, and causes the drought Rincewind is attempting to cease. The wizards accidentally create the duck-billed platypus. For thousands of years, Unseen University's senior wizards are frozen in time by the stray magic, which is left over from the continent's creation. With the help of Forex's wizards, Rincewind rescues those of Unseen University and company. He paints an impressionistic painting of the wizards and frees them from time, bringing them back into the present. Rincewind agrees not to tell the others the librarian's name. Rincewind spins the creator's bull roarer, bringing back the rains. The bull roarer flies away. A storm commences. The librarian is cured by the lightning. The wizards and company get ready to sail back home. Several of the people Rincewind met on Forex come to say their farewells to him. Having saved Forex, Rincewind and the wizards return to Ankh-Morpork. The Last Continent ends with the Last Continent's creator catching the bull roarer in front of a young boy. And that's the end of the novel. And now, on to my book review. I felt as though this novel was filled with unnecessary filler, padded with wasted words. An example would be the wizards fighting over the creator's painting techniques. The filler made the book extremely slow for the vast majority of the novel. I also felt as though Pratchett forgot that Mrs. Whitlow accompanied the wizards at times. She'd be mentioned in some areas of the novel and then not mentioned again for quite some time, and I'd wonder what was up. Then she'd get a mention and the same thing would happen all over again. In addition, when things would happen to the group of wizards and their housekeeper, Mrs. Whitlow wasn't consistently mentioned by name, even when things affected her. For example, at the end of the novel when Rincewind makes a painting that rescues the group from being frozen in time. I don't think Pratchett did it on purpose. It really came off as though he forgot about her, and I don't feel as though that's a good thing. I also felt as though the novel ended abruptly. Rincewind is told his destiny, he runs around the Last Continent trying to escape it, and then at the very end, without even really trying, he carries out his destiny and saves Forex. I think I would have appreciated the novel a little more if there was more build-up to its conclusion, and Rincewind spent more time trying to solve the continent's problem as opposed to suddenly stumbling upon a solution at the last moment. So overall, I gave this book a 3 out of 5 star rating. And there you have it, my summary and review of Terry Pratchett's The Last Continent. What did you think of my summary and review? What did you think of the novel? Let me know down below in the comments. I always like to know what you guys think. And if you like what you saw here today, please smash that like button until it's blue. Subscribe, ring that bell so you'll know what's up, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Bye, guys.